Alright gang, welcome back to our investment challenge here in Riverview. It is January, it is still snowing, it's going to snow all day long. And the snow looks really nice on the ground, man, it's really pretty. I've always thought snow looked good on the ground, especially when it's untouched. Now the city has already been through the roads here, clearing them out, which is great. However, our yard is an absolute mess. It is full of snow everywhere. It's lucky that we have four-wheel drive on our tractor, or we would be having some major issues with trying to maneuver through there. But the four-wheel drive is making it so that we can do it relatively with ease. But we probably need to look at, or at least consider, getting some kind of a plow of some sort to try to clear out some of that snow and make it easier on us. Clearly the harbor here hasn't finished doing all their snow plowing. They got to that point and they kind of stopped. So we are selling the goat milk though today. It's the best time to sell it, so we're going to go ahead and sell that today. Make ourselves a little bit of money, which is nice. Gets us up to $154,062 easily now. We're going to be able to buy the next yard for sure. Now, we did sell all the silage overnight, and that's the reason why we got to the point that we're at now, how much money we got. We were up at $133,000 and some change before we sold all that goat milk. The goat milk it was great, man. It gets us at $154,000. So we can make the decision now on which one we're going to buy. I think we were leaning towards the smaller one for the last couple of episodes and putting chickens on it. Still probably the one we're going to go with, but we'll take a look at the other one. The other one does have a lot of buildings on it, so the nice thing about that one is if we go with that one, we could sell all of those buildings and recoup some of the funds we spent on buying that plot of land. But not fully sure yet what we're going to do. There's some glitching going on here, gang, and it's just the snow with the rendering here. I apologize for that. There's not a whole lot I can do, unfortunately, to fix that. Just going to have to kind of deal with it. But here we are at the yard, and as you can tell, it is very much so covered in a lot of snow. We need to clean this up. We don't need to clean all of it up, but at least some of it to make it easier on us as we're driving around here. Now, what I'm looking at getting here is potentially, let me get down here to the miscellaneous stuff. The winter equipment, there's a couple options we have. We can just get a basic snow plow, which might be the way to go, honestly. We also have a salt spreader, but it says it can only be used if there's not too much snow. In my eyes, this is too much snow, right? I think you need to put that down early if it was going to snow a lot. The other thing we have is a tornado, which is like a snow plow, like a typical snow plow you would have in your house, except it's for, obviously, a bigger amount. So the snow would go in through the actual equipment itself, then shoot out the pipe. I'm sure you can turn the pipe one way or another, left or right. I'm thinking the plow is the way to go. I don't think we need to go for that one, although it's only $2,000 more. I still don't think we need to go with that one. I think the plow will be sufficient. It will spend a little bit of money that we don't want to spend right now. So before we do that, let's take a look. This one's $146,000. So we visit it. Oh yeah, I forgot it spawns us right in the middle of the cow area here. But as you can tell, there are a lot of buildings here. The likelihood is we can make a lot of this money back, if not even make more money than we would pay for this plot of land, because there's so many buildings here. It'd give us a big area here. Let's try to do a bird's eye view, because what really could we do with here, right? So right now we don't really have the equipment. We don't have the resources to be able to do the cows and the pigs yet, I don't think. So I think we need to be thinking about chickens, right? So this plot of land is massive. We could turn it into partial grassland, I suppose. That's an option, right? The other one, the smaller one, is right here. It only has 3 buildings on it. This is much more appeasing for chickens, I think. Well, even so, I think given them the price here, we should still be able to buy the snowplow. So let's go get the snowplow, and we can think about it for a little bit longer, right? I can think about what I want to do as far as which one of those 2 plots of land we're going to do. Now, I will tell you there's not a whole lot we're going to be able to do today. The snow plowing is going to be one. Buying that plot of land, kind of trying to get it all set up the way we want it, is certainly going to be the other factor. One of those 2 plots, rather. Getting that set up the way we want. But as far as contracts go, there's very few out there, so we're really not going to make a whole lot of money off of that. So it's going to be relatively probably a shorter episode. As you can see, we've got a dead wood we can do, a rock removal. which we know how bad that was last time, but it is in a different area, so maybe we give it another chance, and then a wood transport. So there's really not a ton for us to be able to make some extra money off of today. So it's going to be more of a maintenance and getting rid of the snow more than anything. So let me go get that plow, and I will see you back here at the farm. All right, we're back here, gang. Let's see if we can get this thing to work here. I really haven't tried it yet. Assuming I just need to push it down, and yeah, there we go. Snow's moving. Look at that. It's probably going to take me a while because we're pushing quite a lot of snow around here. It's interesting the way that the graphics are going here with the snow. Really, as long as we get most of it out of the way and it's just less intrusive, I'm going to be pretty happy. As you can see there, it clearly is absolutely working well. So it's just going to be a matter of time for us to be able to get rid of all of it off the ground here. Never really done any of the snow removal, I'm going to be honest with all of you. Even in FS22, I didn't really do it. I think most of the time we had snow off, but trying to branch out a little bit more and utilize a little bit more of the environment stuff, especially with the fact that we now have... actually, matter of fact, I need to move that front loader out of the way. I'm about to block that thing in there. But... I didn't really utilize a whole lot of the snow stuff in FS22, and now that we've got disasters on and everything else, there's really no reason for me not to utilize the snow. And I don't think it was anything to do with me not liking the snow. I actually didn't mind the snow. I just wanted to, I think, mostly focus on the farming in FS22, and so I never did it. But now that they've kind of made the weather conditions a lot more involved, heavily involved, might as well make sure the snow is involved as well. So I'm going to drop that off there. Let me come over here, pick up the front loader, get it out of the way. I'm going to go put it in the shed. That way it's just fully out of the way. We don't have to worry about it. Okay, maybe. Please, please. Okay, we'll just keep driving into it. That's fine. Alright, there we go. Now it gives us a bunch of space over here, too, to push the snow out and away. I think I'm going to throw the weight on the back of the tractor while we're at it. That gets the weight out of the way, and it gives us a little bit more of a counter weight to the front, right? Because we're pushing a lot of weight on the front. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. This is not what I expected to be doing in this episode, I'm going to be honest with you. I was not expecting this severe of snow to be populated on the ground, but that's okay. It gives us a bit of a different perspective. We've been doing a lot of the same thing for a little while, just mostly because we had no money and we couldn't do a whole lot else. So yesterday, there should have been a new episode. At least I think it was yesterday, as long as I got it right. If I didn't... No, I did get it right. It's yesterday. Yesterday, a new series came out on the channel. So if you have yet to check it out, I would highly recommend you do. It's probably the most excited I've been about for a series for quite a while. It's the One Tile Challenge, and it's on Farmlands, which is a map that everyone should be pretty familiar with. So if you've yet to do so, go check that out. It's going to be fun. I hope a lot of you decide to take up that challenge with me. I think that would be even more enjoyable, is seeing how everyone else takes the challenge up as well. And turn the beacons off now. I guess we're in our own land here, huh? So a lot of this probably would be better fit, honestly, in some kind of a time-lapse here. I know it's early on in the episode, but let's go ahead and just see if we can knock this out. Again, I'm not going to do the entirety of this. I just want to make sure we're able to clear out a lot of it, that we have enough room to drive around in the areas we typically do, because the snow is not going to stop today, and it looks like it, it might continue on in February as well. So, That means we're going to be dealing with this for a while. So if we can get a lot of it cleared out of the way, it's going to help us as we're moving around and being able to stack pallets and things like that and everything else we've got to do. So let's see what we can get done here. Let's move some more of this snow around, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, this is taking an absolute eternity. This is taking much longer than I thought. I was actually enjoying it. It's kind of satisfying, but that was a really long time. That's much longer than I wanted the time of this to be, so I apologize for that. Maybe I edit some of that out in the edit. I don't know. I probably won't. I'll probably leave it in because it's just such a rare thing. I don't really do the snow work at all, but it is fun. But as soon as I started making progress, it just populated more snow on the ground for me, so I had to do it all over again. So it's... I don't know. I feel like we're going to get more snow that's going to populate on the ground here again any minute, and all of this is going to be for nothing. But I am enjoying it. I'm sure the sheep are having a blast. Look at that little baby in there. Just you can barely see him. There's so much snow in the ground. But anyway, started utilizing the angling of the snowplow a little bit more here, which has helped out tremendously. Should have been doing that to begin with. I'm sure somebody was already yelling at me in the comments about it, but I did end up utilizing it once we started doing the time lapse, so there's that, I guess. At this point, considering how much snow there is, and the tractor is having a lot of issues actually pushing it, I just want to try to get as little bit, as much as we can, rather, around the areas where we're going to be heavily driving in. The rest of it, I'm not going to even worry about. I'll just wait till it melts. But, you know, this area here, we're going to be driving around a lot. Obviously, the shed, we're going to be driving around a lot. The production will be driving around a lot. And then the area where we can buy stuff from the buying silo for sure. And obviously the silage one. So I cleaned it out a little bit. It's certainly not perfect, but it will allow us, or it should allow us, rather, to be able to maneuver a little bit easier because there won't be as much snow on the ground. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like doing the snow work, or do you hate it? I would assume a lot of people hate doing this, actually. But it's not that bad. Can't get that snow for whatever reason. That snow is just kind of like stuck there. Won't let me move it. I don't think we're going to need to go to the sheep before, and give them more grass, I should say, before the snow's all melted, so I'm not going to worry about it. Aw, see, I saw the thing pop up, and I'm sure all of you did too, that my battery was dying, but I thought maybe I could get it done quickly. Apologies. Should be good now. There we go. So really, I'm not going to do a whole lot more here in the snow. I think I'm going to be calling this good enough here in a second. I'm just going to clear out another bit of a path here for me to drive down. We don't really have any kind of massive equipment yet, so really, I don't need to be moving all of this out of the way. But as long as I get a lot of it out, I'll be fine with that. I'm sure I'm not going about this the way I should. I was trying to take it originally, like, you know, trying to do it how I should do it, but it seems to be working better if I just get some speed going and I just go at it that way. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is just kind of go at it this with speed and hope for the best here. I don't know, I think I'm going to pretty much call that good enough at this point, gang. It's certainly not perfect by any means, but it does make it easier for us to drive around. We are still going to have to go over the snow no matter what we do, but it won't be as severe as it was. Yep, we're going to call that good enough. Okay. So we've got $148,245 to our name. There was a little bit left of the goat milk in the production itself. I went ahead and turned that into, or turned it on rather, to auto selling because we weren't going to get a full pallet out of it, but that would get us enough that we could buy where we could buy one of the other plots of land, right? So the decision now needs to be made. Are we going to be buying this one or this one? This one we do not have enough to buy yet. This is probably going to be the last one we buy. It's $422,000. It's a lot of money. We're not quite there yet. Alright, so what we're going to do, gang, is we're going to buy both of them. You might be asking, how can you do that? Well, there's so many buildings here, I'm almost guaranteeing that we will make enough money that we could buy this one too. That one's 146, this one is 117. So let's buy this one first, and let's just see what happens. So we'll buy it. Okay, let's go visit it in the cow barn here yet again. Now, as far as this one goes, what are we going to put here? I'm actually kind of leaning to change my mind a little bit, and you know that's going to happen, right? Things are going to happen when you carry on, and as things come together, where you're going to change your mind. I think on this this farm specifically, I think we're going to do chickens. I think chickens. And only chickens. And we're going to utilize this as our new yard area. I've got some ideas. I just kind of popped in my head. I'm not going to say anything yet because I want to see how things, you know, flesh out. But this also has a very nice silo that comes with it. And we've been looking for a silo. We just really haven't had the money or the resources to do so. Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to do. So what we'll do and end up doing is we're going to sell these buildings we don't need now. I'm going to keep the chicken coop, which I think is this one. All these other buildings will be sold. Eventually, we probably will sell some of this stuff here as well, like this, right, and this, because we're going to use this as our main yard area, since it is much bigger anyway. That way, it opens up this area for us to do some other things with it. And we can turn in this plot here into our pigsty, and then this one up here already has two massive cow enclosures. As you can see, there's already cows on it. There's cows right there. So this is a big one, part of it. And then this one also has more cows on it. So I think that's what we're going to do, because that would get us to our 5 animals, right? We have goats and sheep currently on the one we already own now, and we've been running for a while. Chickens will be 3 animals. Cows would be 4. And the pigs would be 5. That's 5 animals. You're supposed to have 5 heads of animals. Now, I guess we could switch this out and maybe not necessarily do pigs, because pigs are probably my least favorite animal. I don't know why they are, but they are. I guess over here we could do, you know, like water buffalo or something else, but that's for later on, right? That's for a later time. For now, let's work on getting rid of the buildings we don't need. So, demolition mode. We do not need the cow barn large. There's a lot of sheds here. I'm kind of tempted to keep a couple of them. I think I'm going to keep these 2. What is this, a bunker silo? Yeah. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to keep this. This is a manure pit, I think. We'll get rid of that. We don't need that. Sheep. We already have sheep and goats. We don't need that. That's another shed. Horse barn. We're not doing anything with horses. That's not a part of the rules here. Bale and pallet storage. We'll get rid of that too. I don't love this big, massive hay shed thing, so we're going to get rid of that. Here's another shed. There's sheds everywhere. This is a pigsty. You know what we could do, now that I'm thinking about this, now that I'm getting rid of this and I'm seeing the size of the land here, maybe we keep this as chicken and pigsty, and this can also be our yard. Because then we can get rid of the buildings on this, and we could turn this into a crop field, or a grass field, or whatever we decide we want to do with it. That might be the way to go. That might be the way to go, gang. Because this one is similarly, it's close to our other field, which is here. This is our other field, right? So it's just around the corner from that. And we could put we could keep like one of these sheds, or a couple of these sheds up here, actually. And it could be some of the, like, the mowing equipment or whatever else we're going to do up here. We could utilize and keep these sheds and store all the equipment up here. So maybe this could be like the side yard for whatever it is that we're going to be doing between this field and this field. And then this can be our main yard, right? And then with hopes eventually to buy in like this field here, maybe. Or one of these over here that's closer to it. Because this is, I mean, already, even at the yard that we own right now, it already is a far drive for us to drive all the way over here just to do this field. So I feel like storing something here actually makes a lot of sense. But, according to the rules, I have to have at least one head of animal on each of these yard areas. So, I guess we just throw that out the window. Yeah, we'll turn this into a pigsty over here. Or I guess we could turn it into... I guess we could keep this as the chicken coop. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's get rid of the chicken one. It's going to be less money, but who cares? We have $500,000 already. We'll keep the pigsty here. We'll utilize this one. What is going on there? Huh, okay. I'm going to get rid of this shed. I don't like how close it is to here. I think for now I'm going to leave the other ones. We might end up getting rid of one or both of these. I'm not positive yet on that statement. But for now I'm going to keep them. The snow's kind of in the way anyway for us to be able to put anything down. But yeah, I think that's a good approach, gang. So, we purchased this one. We've got the pigs down here now. We've already got that sorted out. Let's do this one. Let's buy this one. Puts us down to $392, which is still a hell of a lot more money than we had. We're going to need that money, though, because we don't have any harvesters or anything like that. And if we're going to do these other animals, we need that money for that. So, let's sell the sheep thing. And then we've got these sheds here. I think I'm going to get rid of this guy. I'm going to keep this one for now. As we continue to build out and carry on here, maybe we have a better idea. But I'm going to keep this one. We'll put the chickens somewhere over here in this corner, and then the rest of this we can turn into a field. Probably like a like a wheat or an oat or something in the barley field, something that we can, or sorghum, something we can sell we can give to the chickens for feed. Yeah. I like this. This is good. This is good. This is a good idea. I like where we're going here. This is good. Now, we actually almost could buy this one. Nope, not that one. We can buy it. We can buy it right now. But do we buy it? I don't think we do. And the reason why I say I don't think we buy it is because it does already have animals on it. We do not have the resources right now to be able to do anything with the animals, right? We don't have any kind of money whatsoever. So I'm going to say no to that. Let me see if we can put down any kind of a chicken coop here. Has to be able to have 100 head of chicken. You got to remember that. So it's got to be relatively large. Or multiples. I guess you could do multiples. So this is just a chicken pasture. Man, look at that. 500 chickens in that little thing. That doesn't seem that realistic to me. I'm not going to do that. We've got one here that'll do 2,000 chickens. Holy smokes, it's the unrealistic version from the map. So the map itself has these ones that are unrealistic, like the one we're utilizing right now for our goats and sheep. It holds 2,000. Similarly, we could do that with the chickens as well, right? I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to stick to 360. That is plenty in my eyes. I don't see any reason why we would need any more than that. Let's see. I want to make sure we get enough room here for us to be able to drive. It's kind of at an awkward angle here, isn't it? Okay, we can customize this. So I think what I'll do here is I'm going to give them a little bit more land than they normally might have, because we're going to have 360 of them in here. I want them to be able to run around. I want them to be able to roam a little bit. They don't need to roam, like anything crazy, but I want them to roam a little bit. Get out of the way, dear. You're in the way. Why is it not, weird. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's just going to store them in that small one. It wouldn't let me do it manually for some reason. It was wanting to me to connect it back over here, which doesn't make sense. You would want to have the room to go underneath here and come back out, because that's where the feed and everything is. That's fine. It doesn't need to be any bigger than that anyway. It really doesn't. I was going to make it bigger to give them more room, but they don't really need it. It's just chickens. They don't need that much room. Yeah, they'll be fine in there. There's plenty of room in there. Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Okay. Well, gang, bit of a shorter episode. Well, actually, I don't know if it was short now that I look at the time here on the OBS, but that snow removing stuff took forever, a lot longer than I expected. But not really a whole lot actually occurred, with the exception of buying 2 of the 4 that, well, I guess we now have 3. Buying 2 more to get us to the point of 3 of the 4 yards we need. We're on our way, gang. We've got the pigsty. We've got the chicken coop. We just got to get the resources to be able to do both of those. And then we can move to the final one and buy the cow area. Before we end, as we always have been doing, we're going to go ahead and pay off some more of the loan here. We're going to pay a little bit more. We're going to go down to 900,000 here. Pay off a little bit more than we normally have been. Only have $900,000 left in the loan. We're getting there, gang, slowly but surely. Going to leave the episode here. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.